Follow the timeline. After they done had their overthrow of the government, 1898. We know that the government was our ancestors. So they overthrew us because we were the government. You feel me? After they overthrew us, I'm talking, y'all know, man, look, we talking about America with 3Ks. We ain't about to go there. We ain't about to play with nobody right now. We ain't got time to be with nobody in their feelings. So after they overthrew us in 1898, and they took control of the government and the office and the politicians and everything like that in 1900s, then they started ushering and making policies and bills and acts that stripped your voting rights. Then they ushered in Jim Crow. You know what I'm saying? And then while they was ushering Jim Crow, they recruited Walter Plecker. Excuse me. Walter Plecker came in. Walter Plecker came in 1920s. Peep the timeline. About 22 years after they didn't overthrew the government and they've been making these policies that take your voting rights, Walter Plecker comes in. He comes in with the Racial Integrity Act, which means that you got reclassified. So he came in, reclassified you in 1920s. After the 1920s hit, then you got Melville Herskovitz come in. Melville Herskovitz, the Jewish German dude, the father of African studies, he comes in. After they overthrew you, created the Racial Integration Act that reclassified you, then they sent in Melville Herskovitz, the father of African studies, to start teaching African studies to the kids. Because the adults pretty much all been killed. It's just the kids left. You know what I'm saying? Touchy, I know. So, Melville Herskovitz come in. All of this is around the same time. You know, and then you start having the COINTELPRO start kicking in. Then you got control opposition start kicking in. Control opposition is your politicians and your protests and everything else like that is being controlled by the government. You know, such as Black Lives Matter. That was control opposition. You feel me? The control opposition at this time was Marcus Garvey, W.E.B. Du Bois, and a few other folks. You know what I'm saying? And Booker T. Washington was also one of them. Pretty much anybody that was kind of like had biracial, because these folks was biracial, and a lot of people don't know that. You know, Booker T. Washington, biracial. W.E.B. Du Bois, biracial. You know what I'm saying? Marcus Garvey, I guarantee that nigga's biracial on the low. I believe Marcus Garvey is from fucking Europe, to be honest with you. But anyways, all of these are control opposition. All these people was trying to send you to Africa. All these people was trying to help reclassify your name and push all of that. A lot of them was trying to make you, quote unquote, still trying to civilize you so you can fit into society. A lot of them, W.E.B. Du Bois, he learned under Frank Boas and Melville Herskovitz. And Melville Herskovitz and Frank Boas, they all learned from Charles Darwin and his cousins and his family members and shit like that, which was eugenics. And then you get the out of Africa theory. W.E.B. Du Bois learned from these things. And one thing that Marcus Garvey and W.E.B. Du Bois have in common is that both of them went over to Europe to get their college education. At a time where they say black folks was being hung and they couldn't have the same education as the rest of the people, you know, we were just poor and all that type of shit. But for some reason, these exclusive ass Negroes was able not only to go to college, but go to the prestigious college in fucking England, in Europe, to get the exquisite education, to come back to America to tell our people that they're African. They ain't even go to Africa. This is what I'm trying to get everybody to say. Most of these Pan-Africans that's telling you you're African ain't never been to fucking Africa. And all that information comes from Melville Herskovitz. He's the father of African studies. It began in 1935. Keep up the timeline. Now, after 1935, you go to the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. This is where you get the termination policy. You get the because you already had the Great Migration in the 1800s and the early 1900s, the Trail of Tears and all that type of stuff. This is the second go round of the Great Migration because it's exactly what it is. The termination policy start coming in. The termination policy. Hold on. The termination policy. Congress passes a resolution beginning a federal policy of termination through which American Indian tribes, not Native American tribes, but American Indian tribes, will be disbanded, and their land sold. Now, we're talking about 1950s, 60s, maybe a little after 1940s. Termination policy. Martin Luther King in the 1960s talking about the Homestead Act. He took you back to 1900s. So all these bills was about you. The Homestead Act, the Great Migration, the Trail of Tears, the overthrow of the government, the African Studies, the Racial Integration Act, the Termination Policy, the taking your voter rights and then giving you the voter rights back to making people think that they progressed and made it so far. We got our voting rights in the 60s. Boy, you ran the fucking government in the 1800s. What are you talking about? You always had voting rights because you are the aborigines of this land. You had all the land, all the resources, all the capitalists, all the money, all the gold, all the silver, all the damn, you had the fucking crystals, the gems and shit. You know, you had all that. And the immigrants that came here were the undesirables from Europe. The poor, the broke, the homeless, the criminals. Listen to who got sent here. The criminals. Because this is who did it to you. The criminals of Europe. And the homeless of Europe. When you got poverty and you got criminal activity, you got a fucking war. So they came over here. And they couldn't get no jobs because they ain't know how to farm. They was immigrant. They ain't know how to farm. You know, we tried to train a few of them and teach them how to, but it was being it was at a bigger loss than it being gained. So, you know, a lot of them got fired and shit like that, start losing their jobs because niggas couldn't work. Niggas was lazy and shit like that. They say the Irish was getting drunk on the job and they was lazy. They ain't want to do shit. They was violent and always fighting each other and shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Niggas was losing their job. They couldn't keep a job and shit like that. So now you got the wife at home in their ear calling them bums and all type of niggas. You see how they flip the script on you, right? Because the same shit going on today. So now you got the women's at home in their head calling them broke ass niggas and bums and all that type of shit. So now, this group comes up with the most diabolical plan to overthrow the government and do what they did to you. Okay? And this is what went on. And this is what happened. So now, you had the Homestead Act, 1800s. They was already taking your land. They was already taking your land in. The little bit that they can get their hands on. The last little bit came with this with this termination policy. The termination policy of the American Indians, repetition is the father of learning, will be disbanded and their land sold. Disband is the same thing as disenfranchise, and if you disenfranchise a tribe of people, it's the same thing of when you disenfranchise a business, because we're talking about a corporation. United States is a corporation, so they use corporation words like franchise and disenfranchise. So when you disenfranchise someone, or you disenfranchise a business, or you disband a person, that means you break it up, you destroy it, you crumble it, you cut it off. You know what I'm saying? It's not a franchise no more. And boom, that's what they do, because you was a franchise. We talking about 1950s. 40s, 30s, 20s. all this stuff was happening simultaneously with the Black Wall Streets that was going on. From Tulsa, Oklahoma to Texas. It was a Black Wall Street in Texas, Louisiana, New Orleans, Baton Rouge. It was some in Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina. North Carolina was the first place where all of the Black Wall Street started from in the first place. It started in Durham, North Carolina, and then it went to Williamton, North Carolina. Then it branched down to South Carolina. Then it hit Florida. Then it hit Georgia. Then it went to Alabama. Then it went to Mississippi. Then it went to Tennessee. Then it went to Louisiana, Texas. Then it made its way to Oklahoma. Oklahoma, Tulsa was the last Black Wall Street. And all of these places got destroyed, got flooded, got buried, and all of this stuff. And when all of this stuff had all of our information because we ran everything. So that means we had a central bank and we had a central library that kept all of our shit in it. You know what I'm saying? And it's all underneath the very land that you're stepping on. To all my Blah Moon people who went to Lake Lanier this summer and spring, yeah, man, a lot of y'all was swimming on top of skeletons and our ancestors and buildings and shit like that. You feel me? Creepy, nasty, right? Y'all probably like that shit. But you know what I'm saying? Not all, but you know, y'all probably like that crazy shit. But anyways. So yeah. All you gotta do is follow the timeline. See what Woodrow Wilson did, because he's in this time too. What Woodrow Wilson did, he didn't, I hate when they use the term rewrite history, because he didn't really rewrite history. What Woodrow Wilson, clever old ass, did was he rearranged the timelines and he whitewashed the pictures. And just those simple things and adjustments changes the whole history perspective. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did. So that's why I always gonna tell y'all, follow the timelines and follow the people. Follow the ones who's under the umbrella of oppression and always want to be liberated and always fighting for rights and to be treated equally. Who are the ones that's always doing that? We have been those people. Now, the Native American on the reservation came and marched with us because, you know, I feel like if those was the real American Indians, they ass would still be fucking protesting about they fucking land to this day. They will be joining us every time we will fucking march and coming at the government head and shit like that. They will be right there with us, but they ain't nowhere to fuck around. Trying to figure this shit out here. But yet instead they talking about erasure, but I ain't never seen that one motherfucker from the damn reservations marching with Martin Luther King up trying to holler at Malcolm X and shit like that. Peep game. Alright, so we know it's not them. You did? We know it's not them. Certain Latinos across the border, they fought with us. They marched with us. A lot of them died and got hung with us. Certain ones know exactly what the fuck going on, and they oppressing the real Mexicans themselves. Of course, we know that because the Spaniards ain't never go nowhere. They still in Mexico. The Spaniards ain't never go nowhere. They still here. Just like Britain ain't never go nowhere. They still here too. The Dutch ain't never go nowhere. They still here too. They flying under a new identity like everybody else. The Spaniards is still here. Some Mexicans will literally tell you, I'm Spanish. And a lot of us don't know what they're talking about, but when they say they're Spanish, they're Spaniards. It's what they're saying. Some of them fly under that Hispanic umbrella of a Spaniard. You know what I'm saying? Some of them know who they are. Some don't know. See, this is why Mexico's a big mixing, melting pot as well. You know what I'm saying? They know who is who, what is what, you know. But it's like that. Pay attention to the ones who's always been fighting in history. It's always been us. So all the bills and all the laws and all the policies been about us. If so-called Native Americans was wiped out, they was already pushed to the reservations and everything was done to them already. That they always said, well, because how the history goes, they was already on the reservations and, you know, smallpox and all that shit and already happened and boom. So why in 1950, Congress had to pass a law to terminate over 109 tribes? That's a lot of tribes, y'all. 109. Let me flip this and catch up in the comments real quick. We're going to continue with this. You feel me? Timeline. Took them 3 years to do it. It started in 1950s and it took them 3 years to accomplish this. What it said. Congress passes a resolution to begin federal policy of termination through which American Indians, not Native Americans, but American Indian tribes will be disbanded and their land sold. A companion policy of relocation moves Indians off reservations and into urban areas. Stop. Urban, we know urban is always related to us. We know urban is always related to us. We always know. We know that. Everything that's dealing with urban is us. Urban music. Go right now, hop off right now and go to Google. Type in urban wear. You're going to get street clothes. You're going to get our shit. Urban. That's always us, right? All right. So they moved them off the reservations. The reservations was in the rural areas. The rural areas is farmland, open land. So even in the 50s, our people still had the last little bit that we held on to because it was a land grab. America's a big ass, it's big as shit. So it's big. You feel me? So they've been land grabbing for the longest. So in 1950s, they grabbed the last little bit that was here. So they took them off the reservations and they put us into the urban areas, into another reservations, which is your projects and your ghettos. And the word projects is whatever you did. Same thing as science class. You feel me? When you got a project in science class, you got to conduct experiments and hypotheses and you got to study and you got to do all that. Welcome to the projects. You feel me? All right. Though these policies, the Bureau of Indian Affairs plans to move thousands of American Indian peoples to cities and urban jobs. Stop right there. The Federal of Indian Affairs. Those are the same people you got to call to see if you can get part of the tribe. You feel me? This is why I tell people, stop calling them folks and trying to get part of them tribes. They literally kicked you out for a reason. Y'all seen the videos of the Seminole dude talking about, I just wish they would all go. They all, look, man. They all the same people. They all related. They all don't like your ass. Point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? Indian Affairs. It's the same people you gotta call to try and get recognized for your license that everybody doing. This is why I keep telling my Moors, stop calling these folks trying to get your shit. My American Indians, stop trying to call these people trying to get your shit, nigga. They kicked your ass out for a reason. They took your shit for a reason. That's like somebody breaking in your house, stealing your TV, and you calling their ass to get your TV back. You know what I'm saying? Come on. It's like me stealing an ounce of weed from you and you calling me to get your ounce back. Well, I'ma laugh at you. You feel me? I'ma laugh at you. And that's what they do. Not one so-called Native American on this platform, and I said so-called, on this platform. All this shit they talking about Indian erasure and all this type of shit, bro, you know they not the real ones because ain't now one of them talked about this. Now one of them talked about the land. If y'all American Indians, then y'all should know that the land, y'all should know about the land in Southeast North America. Oh, you don't know about that land, huh? You don't know about all the land grabs that they did, right? You don't know about all the bills that they did. How you a Native American and you don't know who Walter Plecker is, who reclassified a lot of your people? You feel me? How you don't know about the Indian Affairs plans to move thousands of American Indians people to cities and rural jobs? Ain't nobody post no video on this. But yet instead, they got hella videos about us though. That's funny as shit. Let's keep going. What we doing is not erasure. This is exposure because nobody knew about this shit. Nobody knew about this damn termination policy and relocation policies and shit like this. This ain't erasure, baby. This is exposure. You feel me? So nothing else than Congress can do causes tribal members to lose more of their rights than termination. Termination is the ultimate weapon of Congress and ultimate fear of tribes. Despite its drastic effect, the Supreme Court has held that Congress has the power under the Commerce Clause. Commerce is short for commercial, which then ties back to a business and a corporation. That's why I say your sovereignty ain't go nowhere. You lost your sovereignty when we all became part of this commercial business of industrialness. So under the Commerce Clause, to terminate a tribe, Stephen L. Pivar, The Rights of Indians and Tribes, a basic ACLU guide to Indian and tribal rights, 1992. Feel me? We're gonna let that breathe. Let me catch up in the comments. Peace. What's happening, Brian? Going to them for my papers just don't make sense. People need to dodge the hijack. I'm trying to tell you. They are just like them pop blankets. They affect, they destroy everything they took. Most definitely Pygen. Them Anglo-Saxons that took over everything. They losing everything fast though. Why would I go to my oppressor to get my identity when he the one that stole it? Right, most definitely, Rita. Projects equal government housing. Exactly. Which means that the projects and the ghettos is still reservations. Because it's government housing. Feel me? They just went, they federally stopped recognizing us, but the state started recognizing us. That's the difference. They gave everything to the power of the state. The estate, should I say. D, what's that, the naturalist? Most definitely. Urban. You feel me, Ron? Urban, aka the hood, exactly. These folks swore a death oath to never tell the truth. I promise you. Mm-hmm. Bull City, baby. I'm dead. uh, Most definitely. It's hella. Hey, look, man. A lot of our roots is in Mississippi, Mississippians, and the Carolinians. It's a reason why it's called Tar Heel. Come on, man. It's a reason why it's called Tar Heel. We already know it's a play on words. Tar Heel. Tar is black. Heel means foot. Shout out to all my black feet out there. Shout out to all my Blackfoot out there. Shout out to all my Cherokees out there. You feel me? Tar Heel. Come on. It's a play on words. It's always a play on words. The Cleveland Browns. You feel me? The Redskins. All of that. Play on words. It's always been about you. Blackfoot Cherokee in the house, most definitely. Hiding in plain sight, most definitely. All right. All right. Just just going over it, refreshing memory and tapping in for those who didn't know. Clear my throat real quick. Let me clear my throat. All right. So, from 1953 to 1964. Oh, key years. Follow the years. Follow the years. Around the time Martin Luther King was talking about Homestead Acts, a lot of marches was going on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff was going on around this time. So 1953 to 1964, 109 tribes were terminated, and federally responsibility and jurisdiction were turned over to the state/estate with an E, governments. Approximately 2,500,000 acres of trust land was removed from protected status, and 12,000 Native Americans dodged to hijack American Indians, lost tribal affiliation. The only ones that lost tribal affiliation was us. Feel me? We the only ones. We the only ones that got kicked out of our tribe. Ain't that some shit? Nigga got kicked out some shit that we started. Yeah. Get ready for the halftime smoke break real quick. Just had to break it down real quick before we catch up in the comments. So, 109 American Indian tribes ended up in urban areas. Huh. That's crazy, ain't it? Now, we all grew up in urban areas, right? I grew up in an urban area. When I looked around, I ain't seen nobody that looked like, hey, what Donald Trump said. They don't look like Native Americans to me. When I grew up in the hood, bro, I ain't seen no Native Americans around there. I just seen us. I just seen us on that motherfucker. You feel me? 109 American Indian tribes. Not 109 American Indians, but tribes. That's a lot of people. That so-called 12,000 number is fabricated. You talking about 109 tribes. You feel me? In urban areas. Now, all I see in urban areas is people that look like us. I'm just being real. I done seen the red Indian. I done seen the swarthy Indian. I done seen the tawny Indian. The chiefly tawny Indian. You know what I'm saying? I done seen all the copper colored Indians inside the hood where I'm from. I know y'all have too. We still see them to the day. Oh yeah, I'm twisting up my little paper plane real quick. Shout out to Wiz Khalifa and the Khalifa tribe. My boy Wiz Khalifa said his grandparents named him Khalifa. I wonder what his grandparents knew. I wonder what Wiz Khalifa grandparents knew. I wonder what T.I. know. His hustle gang is a whole Indian, a whole American Indian. Out of all the African stuff, this man got American Indian for the hustle gang. I wonder what T.I. know. I wonder what they been trying to tell us on the low. T.I. told everybody, Lloyd's of London. Lloyd's of London. That's Virginia company. He dropped the gem on everybody. And ever since he dropped that gem, he broke his oath. Peak game. I think Wiz Khalifa is related to Bootsy Collins. I think he said something like that. The people did put him and his wife under investigation, right? As soon as he started dropping too much, talking about some Lloyds of London, I knew what was happening. I knew what they was gonna do to him. That boy broke his oath. And he trying to fix it. I'm gonna be real. He trying to fix his oath, but it's too late because you done put the information out there. You know what I'm saying? It's too late. Lloyds of London. That's Virginia company. That's the East Dutch company. That's them two companies right there. Lloyds of London, and it takes you back to the Queen of England too. Excuse me. And he said if everybody want their reparations, you got to go look at the Lloyds of London logs and books, and you got to go talk to them. See, I know that we the American Indians. Hell, he looked like one. He know that. He from Georgia. Anybody from the South, especially from Georgia, your grandmama told you that you are American Indian. I ain't trying to hear nothing else. They knew what's up. He knew that too. Jay-Z, he with the 7% nation or the 5% nation. He knows. Peep game. And all these gatekeepers now. Carmelo Anthony, he's a 5%er. He knows. Lloyds of London is an alternative insurance organization. They insure unique things and people. There you go, Tigers. Yup. And that's the paper trail he wanted everybody to follow. Because there was insurance company. Insurance companies is a big gem. Because at one point in time, our ancestors were property. And like any other property, you got to put insurance on it. Just in case you lose said property, you could get reimbursed. You know what I'm saying? And with that new notion, we know a lot of these folks was criminals. So when some of these people did own some of our ancestors, because we not saying slavery didn't happen, it just didn't happen the way that it was told. But some folks were owned though. So the ones that were owned, they had insurance on them. And I'm going to wrap this up to the music industry. They had insurance on them. Now, a criminal mindset would be For instance, if I got insurance on this business and my business not doing so good, I'ma burn this bitch down and collect the insurance money. Alright, same shit. If I own these people and my crops and my property and my plantation ain't doing so good and my money low, I'ma knock these people off and I'ma collect the insurance money. You know what I'm saying? Now, with the rap labels, inside that contract that a lot of these rappers do not read, as soon as you sign that bitch, that record label literally owns you. And then on top of that, you did not only just sign that, you also signed an insurance, a life insurance policy that made the record label the beneficiaries, because this is a company. So you just made them folks the beneficiary of you, your name, your music, your estate, and everything. This is why a lot of rappers die broke. Now, and on top of that insurance policy you just signed a damn blood oath. You know what I'm saying? So them boys got you all type of ways. You know what I'm saying? So now, if I have this artist, if his music, if he was hot, I'm talking about hot, on fire. Y'all know how they do. Y'all see the hot ones dropping like flies. Real hot. You worth more to me dead than alive because your music will forever be played. Type ordeal. People gonna always support real shit. So I'm gonna knock you off and collect your shit and collect on my debt. Or if you break this oath, I'm gonna knock you off, collect on this debt, on your estate, and everything else that comes after it. When Tupac Mama was fighting for his estate, listen to the names and the key words and shit like this, because it's a corporation. So when Tupac Mama was fighting for his estate with Death Row Records, she won. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't uphold their part of the deal. You did? They was trying to hold him captive. They was trying to own him like a slave. A lot of rappers would say that they be slaving. They slaves and shit like that. So that's what a lot of them do with these contracts. They sign it and don't even know. You just signed life insurance policy and made this company the beneficiary. You know what I'm saying? So this why Empire Records, look, man, we already know who all was signed to Empire Records, and all of them got knocked off damn near the same year. That was a whole lot of money that them boys then collected. And you don't hear nothing else about that. You don't hear nothing else about Empire Records, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Come on. And it's the same thing with the movie industry, music industry. It's the same thing with all these industries, because the industry is short for industrialize. Industrial. You get industry from industrial. So it's all industrial. What comes with industrial or industry? Slavery. People own you and shit like that. Yeah, Pete game with these words. Niggas better start reading their contracts to any future rappers. You better start reading your shit. They make it long on purpose because they know your attention span ain't like that. They make these contracts long as fuck. The same with these bills and these CIA documents. This is why they be trying to release 24 million pages and the policy and bill is 2,000 pages longer. Than you go to a record deal to sign your contract. The contract be about 4,000 pages. They know you not about to sit there and read that. They know you a hungry, starving, poor child, easy manipulated person from the streets who'll do anything for that paper. They're going to put a contract in your face and they're going to put between 40 to 100 G's in your face at the same time, which is they going to bait you in. And you going to see that money, you going to look at that contract, you be like, all I got to do is sign this to get more of this. They going to be like, yup, they ain't even going to tell you. And motherfuckers just going to go ahead and sign that bitch. And now they all of a sudden, they happy as fuck, don't even know what's about to come their way. They'll let you make all your money the first few years. I give it about 3 years because it always happen like this. They'll let you make your little money for the first one to 5 years. But after that, them boys coming to collect. They coming to collect what they collecting on. That was an advance. See, people don't understand the terminology in the words. People be thinking a lot of these rappers be having money. Y'all don't understand what the word advance mean. It's an advancement. It's a fucking payday loan. It's no different than you in a bind and you going down to the damn payday loan place trying to get a payday loan and an advance on your paycheck and shit like that you gotta pay the fuck back. And a lot of these rappers don't read their contract. They think that money free money and shit like that. But in that contract that says, I'ma loan your ass $100K. But you gotta pay me this back, depending on what interest rate that they got this boy on, which is gonna be high and crazy, a high ass interest rate. And if your record label don't do good, you in the hole. Now, what you gonna do to get yourself out of a hole? You gotta re-borrow another loan, another $100K, because music and studio time and all this shit take money. Touring and all that shit take money. Ain't none of this shit free. Flossing and balling and jewelry and all that shit that they be doing and drug habits, that shit costs. So they gotta take another advance. So now you about $2K in the hole. On top of the interest rate that you owe, that shit didn't quadruple. I'm only doing $100K as a low ball because some of these niggas be having $1 million advance, knowing damn well if shit hit the fan, boy. And this why a lot of them still be doing street shit with that money, getting caught up with RICO acts and shit like that, knowing it's a whole scam, knowing that the police is inside the industry and shit like that. So you still get caught up in the game and shit like that anyway. So, you know, and hey, it's deep like that. So hoping that this album make it. If you just so happen to have a platinum album or an album that do just so damn good that you can pay back this dude interest, you gotta pay that 40K back plus interest. And now you ain't got no damn money because you just took everything that you done earned and everything like that off that shit, and you done paid these people back. So now you just hoping that these endorsement monies and advertisement money and all this shit going in, we're gonna get back to this. So they gotta break this shit down real quick, because I know a lot of people who be wanting to do the rap game and shit. It's best to stay independent, my nigga. So, you know, so you barely made anything, so you hoping that this tour money come through, but you still gotta break bread off of that. Then you still gotta pay the IRS, because all this shit is tax-free money. And then you hoping that the endorsements and your merchandise do a little something, so you can see a little money or something like that at the end of the day, and all that type of shit. Man, you just not breaking even. If that, you right back at zero. You gotta get ready to drop another album. What you gotta do? Go right back to the same people that you done got a loan from in the first place. It's a game, and it's a rat race. And if you're not financial literate, getting inside that game and that business, because rap is a business. It's 90% business, 10% talent. You know what I'm saying? If you're not financial literate when you get inside that game, if you don't know nothing about money management and shit like that, boy, you gonna be fucked in the game. You know what I'm saying? This why a lot of niggas be having the same songwriters, and all these niggas be sounding the same, because they know they ain't got no talent to be repaying that damn advance. They know they suck. They know they trash. That's why they all got ghostwriters, to make sure that they pay that shit back. You know what I'm saying? And then once the record label is done, because no matter how much in the hole you are in with them, if it's $100K, you probably signed $1 million life insurance with these people. You don't even know it because of that contract you didn't read. They giving you $100K, but your life on their record label is worth a meal ticket. That shit ain't about no records that's being sold. That's about shit. What the fuck I'm gonna get if this dude die? You know what I'm saying? So after they tired of fucking with your ass, they gonna off you and they gonna collect. And that there's rap industry 101 that people think is a conspiracy, but it ain't no conspiracy. They just don't know business. They just don't know business. What about the rich rappers? Very few rappers are rich. Only very few of them. I'm talking about very few. Very few. Even Jay-Z is still signed to a record label. Everybody think that he's Rock Nation. He Rock Nation. Boy, Rock Nation is signed to somebody. Now all these rappers are rich. And then you gotta know the definition of rich and wealthy and shit like that, because on a realistic tax bracket, because a lot of our people only go off of hood rich status and shit, and that shit ain't even real. If we talking about society tax bracket, $1 million puts you just at middle class. $1 million put you at middle class. There's different types. You got low middle class, you got middle class, and you got high middle class. $1 million in today's society with inflation, that shit puts you just in between low and middle class. You know what I'm saying? So if $1 million put you in middle class type shit, what the hell? What kind of millionaire you gotta be? Shit, you gotta have at least about 10 million to be classified as a millionaire in today's society. And a lot of rappers don't have that. So that's why to us, they look rich because they got $1 million more than what the fuck we got. But to actually rich people, they broke than a motherfucker. They be getting treated like shit. Cause actual rich, man, hell no, for real. 10% show, 90% business, most definitely, Tigers. Let me catch up in the comments real quick. They would get what goes around, comes around, yup. They break them, collect, move, and move on to the next, yup. Look out Motown after the Industrial Revolution, yup. See, that's smart as heck. They know people don't like reading contracts. Everyone skipped them. Yeah, even we do it. Video games, your cell phone, shit. Some people don't even be reading their damn house. They house contracts on their mortgages and shit. Most of our people don't read none of the contracts. A lot of our people don't know that they charge us higher interest rates than anybody else. And when I mean higher interest rates, I'm talking about, nigga, high as possible. And they don't do that to nobody else. So this how I know that a lot of people rent and shit is cheaper than ours. A lot of people mortgage is cheaper than ours. A lot of people cars and shit like that, they got that shit on a fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? All that type of shit. But when it comes to us though, shit be high in the mud though. They charge us higher interest rates on everything. You know what I'm saying? And we sign it, not knowing about what interest or nothing. You know, some people just be ready to sign, bitch, and get into it. And it's like that though. We all do that. You know, your terms and agreement on your phone, we all just agreed for them motherfuckers to spy on us. That's it. That's all them pages say. I read one on. I took the time out and read one on for real. That shit just literally says you give your consent for them to tap your phone. Knowing it's illegal, and they think that you giving your consent gonna do something, but that's what they do. Contracts. A legal binding contract. It's a spell. It's a spell. It's a scroll. It's a grimoire. You literally sign your soul every time you do a contract. Every time you sign that employment to get a job and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a contract. A collective bargaining agreement. Recoup, yeah. That was fans. Once they pay the bills, you don't have nothing but them. Most definitely. Master P is a rapper that I actually believe is really, really up there. Cause he been independent his whole damn career. He stepped on some people and he fucked over his folk. But, you know, we talking about rich rappers. He's one of them. And he was smart because he was like, bro, these niggas offer me $2 million, then I know I'm worth way more than that. And he turned down every decision. Young Dolph was on the right path until he broke down and signed with Empire Record. He was on the right path. He didn't even have to do that. He didn't even have to do that. I don't even know why he did that. They probably pressured him and coerced him into doing it. I knew what was up when he came out with that record, with that album. He had that eye and that triangle. I was like, damn, they got my boy. I already seen it. When I seen him drop that album, he had his eye, that red eye inside the triangle. I was like, damn, they got my boy. When Boosie, his Incarcerated album, they had that one eye in that bar. Damn, they got my boy. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Gates came out. I knew they was gonna get him eventually. I've been fucking with Kevin Gates since 2008. He been in, you know, Kevin Gates been on this spiritual shit. A lot of people who haven't been following him that long, They think this shit new. They be like, this nigga weird, bro. He be in the meditating, talking about this spirit shit. Bro, go back to his first album. I don't know what to call it. Or Make 'em Believe. And all them first albums when he had locks and shit like that, he always was talking about spirituality, Muslims. He was always talking about gems. You know what I'm saying? He always talked about that shit. So that's why I be laughing at folk. And I knew that they was gonna come after him. I like, boy, they about to come after that boy. And that's exactly what they did. You know what I'm saying? It started with that concert when he quote unquote kicked that old girl. That's when they were coming. Boom, gotcha. That boy came out with blonde hair. I was like, damn, they got my boy. That's why I believe Drika is his handler. You know what I'm saying? And Drika is his handler. I feel like when it comes to these celebrities, who they married to for a long time is their handler at this point. Jay-Z is Beyonce's. You know what I'm saying? Drika is Kevin Gates. Tiny is T.I. Peep game. Tiny is T.I.'s. You know what I'm saying? All of these are these people handlers. So I like that, boy. They got my boy. I knew they was gonna get T.I. I knew they was gonna get him. When he went commercial and he made that, you can have whatever you like. I was like, damn, they got my boy. Damn, they got my boy. What? Damn, they got my nigga. So shout out to BG. Free BG. The original #1 hot boy. Free BG. The original #1 hot boy. The one that didn't sell out. That's why he's supposed to be getting out this year though. Either this year or next year. That's why he ended up in prison though. You know? My nigga ain't sell out. Free my dude. Sincere thought. I got you bit out. That's why they should ball lightly. Yeah, like if you gonna sign that contract route, man, you gotta know how to maneuver that shit, bro. So you don't get fucked in the end. Mm-hmm. Michael Jackson, This Is It was backed up by Lords of London Filming. See? There you go. What's happening, D? Glad you could tap in. It's their insurance policy that cover the liabilities, yup. Shalom. Rappers, actors, singers are barely making it. What you see on video isn't real. Yeah. That shit ain't real. And a lot of a lot of the sheep out here, they'll think you hating when you trying to tell them, but they again are people not financial literate, so they don't know the difference in the tax brackets for one. For two, they don't know what a contract or a collective bargaining is. They don't know what an advance is. They know about as much as the artist that's signing the shit. You know what I'm saying? All they think is that, oh man, that nigga got an advance on $1 million. Boy, that boy rich. That boy ain't rich. That nigga old. That nigga's in the hole $1 million. Cause he ain't have $1 million when he signed to this label. So when they gave him that $1 million advance, that nigga still in the hole. He making that shit look good on camera by throwing money and buying shit to y'all, but when that camera off, that nigga stressing. That's why these niggas be doing drugs and shit. These niggas be stressing. How the fuck I'm gonna pay back $1 million? Hey, okay, I can get my boys in the hood to flip a couple of shit, on that back end. I could do a 100-city tour and kill myself out energetic wise. Give these people all my energy. On top of that, sipping lean and doing drugs, which are downers, and I don't know how I'm gonna make it through, so I'm gonna sip a little coffee and wear these glasses and shit, stress the fuck out. Boy, look, these folk be stressed. Straight up. these folk be stressed, man. Shit. They make that shit look good for camera, man. It's a show. It's entertainment. Entertainment. Words is spelled. Etymology. Break it down. Enter. Don't see. Look. Internal. Inside. Tain is short for contain. Or Entertainment, short for containment, or you can say tain means tame, and then ment means mentality. So they're entertaining your mentality on the television in Hollywood, fucking with MK Ultras and frequencies and shit like that. And this is why people idolize these fake stars. It's all an act. This is why most rappers, when they get done rapping, they go straight to acting, because they've been doing this shit for so long. You see Ludacris, nigga went from the movie straight to Fast and the Furious, and that nigga ain't turned back since. That nigga been in all the Fast and the Furious. He ain't turned back since when he went to the music. He dropped a little something, then went to acting and ain't turned back. T.I. trying to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Chris Brown. They all eventually do acting. Because acting and music is the same thing. You see the music videos, they gotta act to do that shit. That shit crazy, man. People better stop following these people and start listening to these people thinking that everything they say is real. This shit's entertainment, man. The world's a stage. Now, $1 million the interest, they go to war to protect that interest. Hell yeah, they want that interest. I'm an island boy, just trying to pay my bills. I'm an island boy. If I don't get the way that's ill, you feel me? Be killed. You feel me? Power J, you heard them? They get you with the fine print, yup. Tap your phone, bug your house and hotel room, most definitely. Shalom D, what's happening? Okay, that's a basis for AI, yup. Mm-hmm. His cousin on Gates, yup. Nephew Hirsch, I'm dead. That's why they excommunicated BG, yup. So Black Mirror was more realistic than I thought. Lethal Messenger. Black Mirror is hella real. Your phone is a Black Mirror. Your TV is a Black Mirror. That TV show Black Mirror is real. Especially when they did the virtual reality part. Shout out to the metaverse. They always put the truth in movies. They just make it a movie to keep you entertained. So you don't realize that they telling the truth. You know, it's satire. It's like satire. You know what I'm saying? And they all in on it. Like they all know, like the CIA funded the Hollywood. Like CIA and Hollywood are the same thing. The CIA created Hollywood. Some of your favorite actors are CIA agents. Some of your rappers are CIA agents. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. Some of your politicians are CIA agents. You feel me? They made it, and it's a whole document. Shout out to my OGs who was on my main page when I showed everybody. You know, the CIA did Hollywood, and you can get the CIA document. It breaks it all the way down. They tell you it's declassified. They had to declassify everything inside the age of information. You know, the age of awakening. They had to declassify everything. Just like the last documents that I showed about the birds earlier that I'm gonna flip to. That CIA document was written in 1960, 1970, but they told it like this document is approved for declassification in December 2019. You know what I'm saying? And we all know what 2019 brought. We all know what the beginning that was. Man, you know what I'm saying? So they had to release all this type of shit. That's why it's 24 million pages of declassified information out there. It's out there, you know. And a lot of people make fun of Google, but Google is a search engine. It's a Dewey Decimal System, you know. But, you know, most people never had a damn library card to understand what a Dewey Decimal System is. And this young generation sure as hell don't know what a Dewey Decimal System is. But luckily, I'm a 90s baby, and we caught the tail end of that bitch. But, you know, the Google is just a Dewey Decimal System. and you have to ask it. It's an AI Dewey Decimal System. And you really have to be specific what you ask it. Because it'll pull it up if you ask and word everything the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these books and documents and bills and look, this Google right here that I'm on. I typed in what 109 tribes. And that shit pulled it right up. Or you can go to Google and type in the Termination Policy. If you know exactly what policy it is, you can go to Google and type that bitch up. Go, I'll tell you. I'm gonna pull that bitch straight up. You know? But our ancestors is here though, like galactically wise and spiritually wise. Cause you gotta think, how is all this information being released in the first place? Cause it's a lot of shit that's not supposed to be released. It's a lot of shit that's not supposed to be released and shit, like that map of the ice wall and the other islands and land masses that's outside of it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff wasn't supposed to be released, but you got to think, who's behind us, who's on our side that's releasing certain things. Cause we got help. You know, we got help that's on the low behind the scenes. You know, you just gotta do your due diligence, and we'll all meet in the middle in the end. When they said 109 tribes, I wonder who was part of those tribes. When they say 109 tribes, I wonder who were they talking to. Rest in peace, Soldier Slim, man. You feel me? A real one. He was a real one. He wasn't with that sellout shit either. Shout out to Soldier Slim, man. Master P did him. Allegedly. You know, you gotta put that shit out there when you talk about, you know, allegedly. Quote unquote. Master P owed him money. Master P owed him money. And he ended up getting shot in front of his mama house. Ain't that something? Allegedly. I don't know too much. You feel me? But word around town. I'm gonna leave the big dog up here for a little minute, cause the young folks don't even look, man. Look, right? Look, the young folks don't even know, man. Soldier Slim, big dog. We gonna leave you up here one time for you. Rest in peace to you. They be mixing your lives with other lives, man. See, I now trying to be stand-up comedian. The only thing funny about him is the way Tiny look. I'm back, fam. What's happening, though? Glad you could tap back in, big dog. Shout out to everybody that's in here. All my OGs, newbies, and in-betweens, man. We in here. CIA has office in every Hollywood studio. Yup, most definitely. Yup, those CIA docs were. Hey, appreciate that, Tigers. Hang in there. I got a dope CIA document for everybody who missed it this morning. We're gonna cover it. These lives we do are PowerPoint presentations. I appreciate that. I got them all downloaded on my phone. I'm gonna see how I can turn it into, like, you know what I'm saying, like how they be doing hidden colors and shit like that. I want to do something like that with my lives. As soon as I can learn how to chop everything and do it like that, that's why I said, man, I need to get a hold to like some computer software programming people or folks who be doing that computer work. Like I know our people out here. You know what I'm saying? I know we out here. Man, we can do a lot. Hell, I want to make a cartoon of all this type of shit, like for real. I got all type of ideas. I just need the right folks to bring that shit to life. CIS secrets were mind blowing up. Man, these kids couldn't find a book in the library with a Dewey Decimal System. Man, hell no. I wanna, man, these kids will be lost in a library talking about some Dewey Decimal System. Libraries in Oshkosh Records, yup. I see a lot of ships right over my house. I've been watching them for 3 weeks now. Hey, Rita, they here. They are shaped like giant pyramids, yo. You look like Dolph, yeah. D was saying, yeah, most definitely, yup. Quit sending those shots to LA, boy. I mean, Atlanta, boy. What you talking about, sincere thought? Nigga, I'm from Atlanta. The hell? Oh, yeah. I know how to edit, fam. Most definitely, though. We gonna link up. Mhm. That would be dope if we had spirit science type cartoons to explain the truth we speak. Yeah, cause kids learn through cartoons, man. Like if like to make a cartoon with everything we learning, or just like our history period. You know, American Indians and everything. And all the books we read, man, we just make the cartoons off the books. And and let the kids watch it. Like, not like the gruesome shit, but you know how to do it for the kids. And let them watch it, man. So they can see that there were aboriginals that look just like you. Locks and everything, and you was beautiful. And then we can make cartoons of when our people was Republicans and like we ran shit. And then we can show when they overthrew us, because people gotta know that part. You know what I'm saying? And all type of other, man, look, young kids learn through cartoons, and older kids learn through music, you know, and movies and shit like that, and TV shows. Shout out to the ones who be on TikTok watching though, who be in class. Cartoons were better in the 2000s. Not really. The same shit that was on right now is the same shit that was on back then. We were just too young to catch it. I could show you a Ren and Stimpy movie, a cartoon, and a whole lot of cartoons from the 2000s. It's just it was just we were just kids then. You know what I'm saying? But if you go back and watch them right now with an open eye, you'll catch a whole lot of shit. You be like, hold on, nigga. Hold on, bro. Like, for real. I gotta stay writing skits and jokes about these secret societies and everything. The government lie. I must see. I said and drop dead beauty class you can tap in. I still remember all the schoolhouse rocks. I remember the schoolhouse rocks too, man. Like that's why it's a blessing to be a 90s baby, man. You caught the tail end of everything. Like you seen, like if you a real 90s baby, you seen the change. I seen the change. Like I remember Schoolhouse Rock. I remember when music was real and all that type of and all that type of stuff. And the TV shows and like on BT they had TV shows about black families with together and us going to college and all that uplifting stuff, even though we know college is indoctrination, but they still showed us in a positive light and stuff. So like I remember all that type. And then like as soon as 2001 hit, 2001, see that's why I want to tell people when they was like, it's the end of the world and the new world, man, we been slowly transitioning to a one world government. Like we already been. That's the whole point of the United Nations. United Nations is one world government in its name right there. So we've been slowly transitioning already into what we hear today. And that's when it happened with 2000, 2001 with Y2K. And everybody's like, it's the end of the world. Oh my God, everything's gonna end. No, it's the end of a certain regime in the world type of thing. And it was bringing in this that we are in now. And everything since then been priming us and prepping us and stuff. So like so I seen that change. Like I started slowly seeing when music was getting dumbed down. I started slowly seeing when TV shows start getting snatched off air and crap start getting put on TV. I was there when fucking SpongeBob first got created, and I was like, well, what the fuck is this shit here? This damn sponge and a squirrel in the water. That shit don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, what happened to Rugrats, man? But that shit was crazy. And then I started seeing my neighborhood start changing. The people start getting more aggressive. The crime amongst each other start getting high. And it's like, what did niggas do to each other to make us hate each other, dog? Like, where? And that's the question I need people to start asking themselves. What did niggas as a whole, and I'm speaking to, I'm using the N word right now because I'm speaking a language right now, and those get it gonna get it. So when did melanated people, quote unquote niggas or Negroes or black people, what did we do to each other to make us want to start killing each other? That's the question. Like any other question, like how did you become Christian? Any other question. That shit gonna lead back to I don't even know. You wanna know what happened? COINTELPRO is what happened. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. A lot of these murders that be going on inside the community, all these quote unquote black on black crimes that be going on, that don't be our people. That be COINTELPRO. That be them folk riding around dressed up as certain gang members and causing beef for nothing. You know what I'm saying? All that type of shit, it be random. You gotta pay attention to the random acts of violence. That's why they call it random acts of violence. You know what I'm saying? And we grew up in urban areas. We grew up in amongst the black community. I'm 32 years old. I grew up in the hood, man. Ain't shit random there. If a nigga got his ass whooped, it's because he did something to somebody. If somebody ran down on you, it's because you did something to somebody. You feel me? Don't nothing happen for nothing where we come from. So that whole random acts of violence shit don't fly. Gotta start questioning that shit. This is why I keep telling y'all, man, it's about us. It might sound conceited and arrogant to other folks who don't understand. It might sound weird and egotistic to people who don't understand or overstand because they don't read. And a lot of our people are illiterate. And I'm not saying this to be facetious or mean or nothing. I'm just being 100 and I'm speaking truth. And I don't know no other way how to put this shit because my throat chakra is working. You feel me? That motherfucker's on full blast. You dig? So they don't understand what COINTELPRO is. And they don't understand what controlled opposition is. They don't understand how great they were. And they don't understand why all of this stuff is put in play to keep you where you at. I'm not pulling no victim card, no shit like that, because like I said, a lot of this shit is on us. And when I say a lot of this is on us, because we choose not to read. We choose not to ask the right question. We choose not to fucking wake up. We choose not to listen to our brothers and sisters who got the knowledge, but we'll listen to this motherfucker on the damn media all day who been lying to your ass. Niggas they don't even know what the weather gonna be, but you gonna sit here like the newsman said it was gonna be 92 degrees. How the fuck he know? Weather is, bruh, you can't predict the weather, nigga. Not real weather. Not no Mother Gaia and Father Son. You can't predict that shit. How the fuck you know? Unless you controlling it, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand words and spells, so they don't understand that media is short for medium. And when you get on your black screen or your Black Mirror TV and you start channeling the channels and you stop onto the media, which is the medium, you get a whole bunch of these crazy ass entities telling you some old bullshit that's gonna fear monger, and they gonna drain your fear, your energy, because that's what they feed off of. They can't stand when you brave and you stand 10 toes down and you check these motherfuckers. They get scared, man. And that's a fact. Everything they put into play to keep you at a lower vibration is because of they are fearful. So they gotta make you more in fear. Because the day that you wake up and realize that you the shit, everything fails. Once you realize and wake up that you was the first capitalist and you ran the government and this was your land and you knew how to farm and resource and trade and the barter system and all this time, when you realize that shit and you get back to it and you stand on your own 10 toes and be self-determined and you can get in self-governed, this shit falls. And this the shit that get my account and banned and account warning and all that type of stuff, man, because they don't want that. And it ain't just me, it's more people who saying this stuff. It's people before me who was saying this shit. And I ain't gotta be Martin Luther King or Malcolm X to fucking read and understand that you in a corporation and you still an indentured servant. You know? And that's what people that always be trying to shoot the little, the little low blows at us woke folks. Oh, y'all just think y'all Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Nah, bruh. We just motherfuckers who listen. And we understood what they were saying. And we took what they said. And we added on to figure out more shit. That was the whole point of them dropping gems, so you can pick the shit up, dust the gem off, and add more gems to it. You ain't gotta be no black leader or no activist to fucking speak truth, nigga. You just gotta be truthful. And you can't be scared to speak the truth. Drop your nuts. Y'all niggas don't be scared at nothing else. You don't be scared when you want to step down on your nigga and knock him off and take him from his family. You don't want y'all niggas that scared when y'all be shooting inside these empty houses, hitting innocent kids and shit, robbing old ladies. Ladies, y'all don't be, I'm talking to my vibrating entities right now. And the ladies, y'all don't be fearful when y'all be sleeping with all these random niggas, unprotected, nothing, just letting them shoot your club up and you be wondering who the fucking y'all not scared of AIDS, HIV, or none of that shit. But as soon as it comes to learning some shit that's gonna liberate your mind and elevate your people and kill this fucking matrix and shit like this and give you some shit back that you've been asking all your life, who am I? And it's gonna give you some shit back. Y'all scared to drop your nuts, hating on other people who doing it. Come on, man. It's cool to be smart now. It's cool to be intelligent. That shit so high school to clown people who's intelligent. That shit high school. Grow the fuck up. It's okay to be intelligent now. You better be intelligent. My people been perishing for the lack of knowledge. The lack of knowledge is fucking ignorance, man. My people been perishing for the lack of ignorance, the lack of knowledge, man. The whole time. I'm 32 years old. 32. I was here when Rodney King got his ass whooped. I was 4 years old. I was here when Tupac got his ass whooped by the police. I was 3 or 2 years. I was 2 going on 3 then. Nigga, I've been seeing police brutality since I was fucking 2 years old. I'm 32 years old, bro. That's 30 years. I've been seeing the government fucking over my people for 30 years. I've been seeing church net doing shit for our neighborhoods for 30 years, bro. I have not seen that one fucking black leader or activist step through the damn hoods of Augusta, Georgia, or Atlanta, Georgia, or fucking Louisville for that damn matter since I'm up here now. Haven't seen that one damn black leader step foot in this motherfucker trying to talk to the people. I've been seeing regular folks doing some shit that your quote-unquote black leaders is scared of. I've been seeing regular people do the shit that your quote-unquote politicians is scared of because they're puppets and paid the fuck off. I've been seeing regular people. Because you know what? All through history, it's always been us regular ass starseeds that's been waking people up. All through history. It ain't been no damn celebrity. I ain't never seen that one celebrity try to wake up the fucking public one time. I ain't seen it, and you ain't gonna see it. You ain't gonna see it. You feel me? Come on, man. People gotta stop this bullshit, bro. Break this spell. Break this spell, man. Drop your nuts. You feel me? Drop your nuts, man. That's gangster, bro. That's gangster, dog. Niggas banging on the... Bro, look, man. Being woke right now is so gangster, bro. We got the fucking government trying to pass laws and bills on us. Y'all ain't got that shit going on, bro. How gangster are you? I feel like we more gangster than y'all. Since everybody want to out gangster each other, how about that? I got a gangster challenge for y'all. Get the government trying to make a bill on you because you dropping too much knowledge to liberate your people. Once you get that, then we can talk, man. But as long as you kill each other and go to a jail or a grave, you helping them out. Because a jail is a corporation, private prison. The graveyard is a corporation, funeral homes. You helping their pockets out. They ain't scared of you. They want you to kill yourself. And I do mean yourself because you are a reflection of your brother. When you look at him, you looking at yourself. So when you kill him, you killing a part of yourself. This is the reason why your conscience haunts your ass at night. Every time you catch a body, you ain't got to tell me about that. We ain't gonna go too deep. You ain't got to tell me about this why your conscience hurt every time. You take one of our lives, bro, because you killing yourself. They don't care about you killing yourself. Sisters, they don't care about you acting ratchet. They don't care about your eyelashes. They don't care about your nails. They don't care about what you, girl, what we going to, they don't give a fuck about none of that shit. They don't care about you twerking. They don't care about your BBLs. They don't care about none of that shit because as long as you spend money on all that shit that I just named, you're feeding their pockets. You're feeding the war. The silent war that's been raging on our people since these folks touched down on this planet. And if you don't understand the planet, let me rearrange the terminology then. They've been raging war, silent war, ever since these people done touched down in the fucking 1600s. We're going to keep it right there. You do the gym right there. 1600s? I thought they always been around. Nah, man, these niggas is fairly new. And they came swinging with a plan. And they executed the plan. I can't hate on these niggas because they came with a plan to execute a plan. Shit, nigga, we need a plan and we need to execute that motherfucker too. Shit. Nigga, what you mean? I can't hate on them niggas for doing what the fuck they came here to do. I can't hate on the damn courtrooms for sending my brothers and sisters to jail. That's what the fuck it's sent here to do. I can't hate on the damn schools and the teachers. The teachers ain't teaching the kids. That's what the fuck they put here to do. What do you mean? The teachers is teaching Jim Crow history. It's rewritten history. In the first place, they doing what they supposed to do. I can't hate on them. That's what they supposed to do. You can't hate on somebody that's doing what they supposed to do. And the moment that our folks wake up and realize this shit, that the government ain't here for you, my nigga. Man, look. Quit playing, bro. Rest in peace, Soldier Slim. Think I channeled my brother. Rest in peace to Soldier Slim, man. You know what I'm saying? What my nigga said. What my nigga Soldier Slim said, man. This soldier life mentality. Oh, it be a hassle to you. Them white folks come at me. You feel me? Put me up in handcuffs. You know what I'm saying? Y'all heard what he talking about, man. Black man, soldier man mentality. Hey, rest in peace, Soldier Slim, bit dog. That was our Pac of the South. And him and Tupac knew each other. What you mean? Tupac was in the South during this time. People forget Tupac lived in Atlanta majority of his whole career. He used to go to up north and out Cali. My nigga stayed in Atlanta. He was in Atlanta from 1990s all the way up to like 94, 95. My nigga just went to the West Coast when he signed the deal with Suge Knight. Before he signed the deal to Suge Knight to move to California, he was down south the whole time. And down south, he influenced everybody from Soulja Slim to Camouflage. Rest in peace to Camouflage out Savannah, Georgia. You feel me? Come on. It's real like that. Let's go ahead and get back to it though, real quick. Let's get back to fellas. You know, our sisters always had the mean mug, right? It look like somebody mama. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that this ain't us. They look like somebody mama. Shout out to Cool Mayo. Look at her. She mad as fuck her kids jumping on the damn sofa or whatever. That's us, man. And that's Mexico. That's Mexico. A lot of us are the original Mexicans and don't even know it. Especially if you, deep down in your soul, you like tacos and shit like that, and like quesadillas, you know, just all that type of shit. If you know that you just love Mexican food for some damn reason, like that shit just part of your soul. Like, nigga, outside of soul food, nigga, I could eat Mexican all fucking day. Man, that shit's in your DNA, man. Quit playing. Your DNA remember who you are. You just don't know who you are. My dad used to hang out with Tupac in Atlanta, man. Most definitely, though. Man, I was supposed to, hey, man, I finally had got some Tupac tickets. My man died on your boy. I was sad in a motherfucker, boy. I was a kid, nigga. Boy, you know how many CDs I burnt and sold to buy some Tupac ticket, man? I finally got, I was like, well, I'm going to concert. Woo, my man then died on your boy. I was like, damn, Pop, for real, my nigga? Shit. But you know, man, it is what it is, though. That's how they look when you talk about her broke Turkish broke earrings. I'm dead. Oh, man. Are caskets and coffins made for vampires or something? Man, look. The United Nations declare war on us. Man, most definitely, though. That shit international. Nigga be having folks in South America watching my video. I mean, yeah, South America. When last I checked my analytics, it was like 5% in South Africa, about 7% in South America. Then I had like 2% in Europe. So I was like, man, some niggas is watching your boy. That, you know, if you think about population wise and people who got this app, that's a nice little bit who, you know, folks is watching us overseas and shit. See, I don't have any nuts to drop while I got this knowledge. Hey, I feel that though. I remember when the battle round hit the streets in LA Compton, man. Look, my oldest son is 36, yep. Talk about it, yeah. You preaching tonight, most definitely, man. I always thought random people was weird. And it's weird. As a 19-year-old, lethal messenger, it's most definitely. If you 19 with that mindset, man, keep that mindset, bro. Keep that mindset. If you that young, if you 19, man, dog, keep that mindset, because that shit is weird. It's a lot of weird shit that's going on that's becoming normalized. You know, and like I said, man, I ain't no religious person, but it's a lot of gems inside that book, man. And when they say that history repeats itself, it's a lot of history in that book. And when you just think about the type of lusting activities that Romans had, and you turn around and look at all the lusting activities that society had, you know what I'm saying? Like Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodomy is sodomizing. That means, you know, that's that back area play. You know, a little sex education, because I know they ain't teaching this shit in school no more anyways. You know, Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom is sodomy, which is, you know, little anal play or whatever the case may be. That's with that, you know what I'm saying? And Gomorrah is what Gomorrah is. Man, that whole city got destroyed. Boy, look, they ain't supposed to be doing that. And inside that city, it wasn't just that. It was bestiality going on. All that shit that was inhumane and not moralistic. And that ain't passing judgment. That's just being real. A lot of this shit is weird, dog. A lot of this shit is weird, man. My daddy'd have a heart attack this year if he seen this type of shit going on. My daddy'd have. Look, man, this shit weird, bro. And a lot of these dudes is weird too. I'm gonna be real. Yo, I don't like it, bro. I don't kick it with dudes for real, bro. I don't look. I don't, look, I be solo. I don't kick it with man. People is weird, dog. I don't kick it with folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. My circle so small, it's a period. Look, man, I'm trying to tell you, y'all my circle, my spiritual tribe, y'all my circle, man. For real, y'all my circle, bro. I kick it with y'all. Like, if I ever meet y'all, I kick it with y'all. Y'all know it's all love, but like, man, this shit right here on the local level, folks be looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, what? For real, that shit crazy now, man. Like, man, hell no. For real. I wonder, do they got a translation at the bottom of your video in Africa? Pop church. I'm Power Jet. I ain't messing with you, dog. Hey, they start throwing the captions on my videos though. I ain't even had nothing to do with it. All right, somebody don't understand your boy. It's cool. Finney stayed on Memorial Drive in Stone Mountain. Yup, they was right there in the A, right there. That man made a lot of his hits in the A and shot a lot of his videos in the A, and a lot of people don't know that. That boy was down south. He knew where the roots was at. His mama ain't named him Tupac for no reason. Out of all the African names in the world, and we supposed to be Africans, she named her son an American Indian Revolutionary Incan name. You know what I'm saying? She could have named dude Mustafa Pac, but she named that man Tupac Amaru. Amaru, short for Amaru Khan. But look, man, Pac and his mama were advocated readers. They was highly knowledgeable. Everybody in the Black Panthers listen to the party name, Black Panther. That ain't got nothing to do with Africa. You know what I'm saying? And it was ahead of its time. You know what I'm saying? Now the watered down Black Panthers be trying to push that Pan-Africanism with it. And that ain't even what it was, man. Everybody in the past Black Panthers, I'm talking about the original ones from fucking California to Chicago to New York to Atlanta and shit like that. All the original ones, they knew that we were indigenous here. They knew that. They knew that. That's why when a lot of them got in trouble, they went to Cuba. But we got asylum in Cuba. Shout out to Castro. He made sure he did that for us before he went out. We got asylum in Cuba. Cuba is cool with us. That's why I say that all Latinos is like that, bro. The Cubans is cool with us. They know what's up. They know who we are and everything like that. That's why Castro granted us asylum. Shout out to Malcolm X, because he did that for us. When him and Castro sat down and had that talk, man, they did that for us. That's why Asada Shakur went straight to Cuba. Boom. They say Tupac in Cuba. They say everybody inside the pop circle is in Cuba right now. Type ordeal. Allegedly. Allegedly, Pac ain't die. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Machiavelli. 7-Day Theory. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know nothing though. I don't know nothing though. What's happening, Kimmy? Glad you could tap in. I just got my 1611 King James version set delivered today. I was never interested in the world till now. Hey, Miss Mac, I'm glad you are. It's deep. Check out the family trees in that 1611 King James Bible. Facts. Tupac shot them cops in Atlanta. Ah, yeah. He most definitely snatched them boys down. Panthers are native to America, yup. Oakland, California, yeah. There you go, lady boy. Oakland, California. Black Panthers. Panthers is native and indigenous to America. You feel me? The Khalifa tribe. The Khalifa tribe created the Black Panthers, man. Yeah. It started with the Khalifa tribe. Shout out all my Californians out there. My Khalifa tribe. That's who y'all are. Y'all the Khalifa tribe that's still out there to this day. Y'all ain't go nowhere. Y'all still there. Y'all the Khalifa tribe. It's the main reason why all my California people smoke weed every day. You feel me? Y'all Khalifa tribe, man. Y'all know what it is. Yeah, Fidel is most definitely alright. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Said facts. We here for West Coast shit. Yeah, man. So, man, I love California, man. I love Chicago. Like I got my top places I gotta visit because my soul be calling me there, and I ain't even exaggerating on no crazy shit, but my soul literally be calling me these places, and this is why I always say I gotta visit. I went to Chicago. My soul was calling me to Chicago for some reason. I don't know. Like my uncle that passed away, he was from Southside Chicago. And when he used to talk about it, I felt like I was there before. Like, I don't know. It just called me there and I was like, I got to go. Cause that's one of the Meccas. You know what I'm saying? Chicago's one of the Meccas, man. And plus, you know, my Haitian roots. Man, Haitians landed in Chicago. We founded Chicago. Man, a lot of Chicago people have Haitian blood in them and they don't even know it. That means you got Tiano Erwick blood in you. You feel me? It's that deep. You know, then I want to go to California. Man, there's so much history out there. So many mounds and just, you know, man, yeah. It's just I don't it's an island, man. Like I got to go. Because when you do your research on cannabis, they say cannabis came from Asia, but we know the map is false. So the Asiatic people that they talk about are the Californians. That's why most California people they have Asiatic features. You know what I'm saying? California was part of the Oceanic Pacific Islanders. California's an island. They got palm trees everywhere. They got palm trees in the neighborhood and shit. California's an island, you know, and if they told kids this, it'll change their perception on stuff. California and Hawaii out there, they islands, and they right there beside each other. So California is indigenous to America and it got started in California. That's why the shit grows the best out there because it's indigenous to California. You know what I'm saying? This is why a lot of American Indians, we love to smoke weed. That's one thing we always do. We love to smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? That's just in us. It's sacred. It's a ritual. It's a herb, you know, and your body calls for it because your brain have cannabinoid receptors. That means that your creator who put you here on earth made sure that you had cannabinoid receptors for the cannabis that they put here on earth that came from a whole different planet where we came from, you know, and planet just mean landmass because we know we in a dome. So a whole different landmass. So we brought that with us. And man, that shit, and it does wonders. So you have cannabinoid receptors in your brain for that purpose. And they knew that. That's why they start GMO in the weed and shit like that. That shit deep. Then I want to go back to Texas. Cause you know your boy was born in El Paso, Texas on an army base and shit, 5 minutes outside of Mexico. So but I wanna go visit Houston. I wanna go to Houston. And then it's another one. It's another place I wanna go. Colorado. Colorado's another place. Why? I don't know. I just want to go on that motherfucker. I just want to go. But yeah, most definitely. I buy from growers. Hey, that's the best. That's the best way to grow, though. You hear that, Tigers? You got a Cali Asian eyes and face. I'm dead. Yeah. Yeah, 84 be dropping them gems, man. Y'all tap into my dude page, man. We steppers of knowledge. Yeah, Chicago was founded by a Haitian. Yeah, Jean Baptiste after the Haitian Revolutionary, and he kicked it with the Indians in Chicago. The Indians took him in as one of their own. I got the whole book on him. Like, man, that shit deep. When after the Haitian Revolution, he went to Chicago, and the Indians of the Illinois took him in like one of his own. He even married an Indian woman of the Cahokia tribe, and they reproduced and had offsprings. Man, his offsprings is still in Chicago to this day. You know what I'm saying? So like it's close ties. And then the Haitians went to Louisiana, New Orleans. That's how voodoo got in New Orleans. Us Haitians brought voodoo there. You know what I'm saying? And anywhere else that voodoo touched, Haitians was there. That's how we marked our staple. Boom. Like, man, that shit, yeah. Yeah, man. Haitians don't get a lot of credit for nothing because they know if they told people the real history of Haitians and the spirituality that comes with it, of the American Indians and the great spirit that we have with their islands and shit, that shit'll wake a whole lot of people up. Because a lot of the descendants of Haitians is right here. And that spirit is inside of you. And that's why they oppress Haitian history, knowledge, information, anything that do with voodoo, they demonize it, and all that shit, man. Look, for real, them folks don't know nobody like us, man. Yeah. Crip walk is sacred, most definitely. Yo, I do it last. We got rain in Cali today. For real, man. Yeah, man, I love Cali. For real, for real. Like, I really want to go out there because a lot of people in California, like, a lot of us is really related because a lot of folks in California, a lot of y'all ancestors migrated from the South, from Mississippi and Georgia and Florida and shit like that during the Trail of Tears and the Great Migration. That's how a lot of other Indian tribes went out, made it out California and shit. Like Snoop Dogg, his people are from Mississippi. They Mississippians. You know what I'm saying? So the South and the West Coast got hella close ties with each other. And like we damn near the same people. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's why I want to go out there because it's like a whole vibe. You know, most California people too, when they leave the West Coast, they come straight to Georgia and shit like that, and they kick it in Atlanta. How you think? That's why I tell people, how you think gangs made it in Georgia in the first place? Boy, hella West Coast people came. Like, I tell people the story. Like, I was a young kid. It came in the 90s. I remember that shit, too. Like, hella West Coast people came down there and putting everybody on the set and shit. I was like, what the fuck going on? Went to sleep. People was repping cliques and neighborhoods. Woke up. Everybody got a rag. Boy, what happened overnight? What is this shit going on? Everybody got a blue, red rag. Got some green over here. Nigga, you got Latin Kings. Nigga, what the fuck? The fuck is a Latin King, bro? Where y'all come from? Chicago folks came down there and started spreading the GDs and shit. Like, boy, 90s was the shit in Georgia. In Atlanta, boy. Y'all, hey, that's the Mecca. That's the Mecca, man. All right, let's get back into these documents. All right, without further ado, to all the folks who missed the live this morning, and to the folks who hit the live this morning, you know, here it is. CIA documents, you know your boy be on them. This is for everybody who don't believe that a lot of these birds is fake as hell, man-made.